Hey class, let's continue with our reading activity. So here we have activity number 1. Look at the pictures on the next page and match them with the words in the box. Record player, cassette player, CD player, phonograph, reel-to-reel player. Well, I know all of them, but the last one is new for me. Okay, let's see. Match this word with the pictures. For example, what is number 1? Number 1 is a phonograph. Okay, number 1 is a phonograph. What about number 2? Number 2 is a reel-to-reel player. This is reel-to-reel player. Number 3. What is number 3? Number 3 is a record player. My father used to have one, and it is called in Spanish tocadiscos, no? Tocadiscos. Number 4 is a cassette player, and number 5 is a CD player. Okay? Well, my father had a record player or LP record player. I used to have a cassette player. Well, in Peru we call it Walkman. Okay, Walkman. And the cassette player, or what we call it radio or radio cassette, no, it's like that in Spanish. A reel-to-reel player, well, I haven't. No, this is a new item for me. So let's see. Read and listen, check your answers. The history of music players. So we're going to listen. We're going to listen to the audio. Pay attention, please.
Unit 8, Track 74, Activity 2.
The history of music players.
Today, digital music is everywhere. Most of your music is probably stored on your computer or on cell phone. Before 2003, it was almost impossible to buy digital songs online. Now, it's easy to download thousands of songs and create your own playlists. The internet is used by millions of people every day to watch music videos. But how did people listen to songs before digital music took over? The first method of recording and playing back sound was invented by Thomas Edison in 1877. He called it the phonograph. Edison became famous because of it and even demonstrated his invention to the President of the USA. Hi-fi is short for high fidelity, which means a very good quality recording and reproduction of music. Hi-fi technology was most popular in the 1960s and 1970s. However, it began in the 1920s with the invention of microphones and other electronic machines. The reel-to-reel player was an early hi-fi player. Record players came later. LPs, long-playing records, were developed in the late 1940s. Records are made of vinyl, a type of plastic. Unlike CDs, they hold music on both sides. There are also singles with just one song on each side. Vinyl records became the most popular way of recording and listening to music in the 20th century. Vinyl records are still released today by some bands. After records came cassettes. In 1979, the first portable personal stereo was invented, the Walkman. For the first time, music fans could listen to their own music anywhere. It became extremely popular as people started to listen to their music while exercising or traveling. In 1982, CDs, compact discs, were first released. CDs were frequently used to store digital data and could hold about 80 minutes of music. Over 200 billion CDs have been sold worldwide since 1982. More recently, streaming songs has become more popular. Streaming is a way of providing songs, and audio in general, without the need to download files from the internet. This method is used to offer songs that can be listened to on all kinds of electronic devices.
Okay, class, this is being our article about the history of music players. As I told you, my father had this one, no, a record player. A record player. When I was younger, I used to have a Walkman or a cassette player. No, remember, let me see. Record player, no, cassette player. And I used to have this one, no? Well, today the idea is different because people don't use Walkman anymore, record players either, and the others. Maybe a radio in your house, it's a possibility because many people now use, for example, when they want to listen to music, YouTube, Spotify, and many other ways to get music from internet. Now let's see. Read the text again and match the headings A to E with paragraph. For example, if I say records become popular, with what paragraph? Records. Remember records? Record player with number 3. The start of the digital era. What is that? Number 5. No? Here. Early high five. Oh, that's very good. Here says high five. Number 2. The first recording. The first one with Thomas Alva Edison. The phonograph. Music becomes portable with the Walkman. No, here says Walkman. Okay, that is the answer. Number 3, number 5, number 2, number 1, and number 4. Now, listen. Here we have activity number 4. What do these numbers refer in the text? 1940s, 1877, 200 billion, 1979, 80, 1982. Well, this activity is going to be for you. Okay, so here is a reading activity, so you can take a screenshot so that you can get the information quickly, and after that you can answer those questions. No, so what do you have to do? To focus on the date. Focus on the date. In this case, on the number. No, the date, number, and there is a finally date. This is going to be answered in class, so get ready. Now, let's continue with number 5. Is true or false activity. Is that is possible, correct the mistake. It was easy to buy digital songs before 2003. It was easy? No. It was almost impossible. It's false. Okay, it was almost impossible to buy digital song before 2003. Before Edison invented the phonograph, you couldn't record or play back music. That is true. Hi-fi was invented in the 1960s. No. Hi-fi was invented in the 1920s. D. The Walkman played cassettes and it was easy to carry around. Yeah, that is true. CDs were a very popular way of storing music. Yeah, that is good. F. When you stream a song, it is immediately downloaded on your electronic device. False. When you stream a song, you don't need to download it from internet, and you know it. Okay, class, this is being our activities, no, our reading activity. I'm going to check here 125, but just to introduce you to the grammar activity. And this is a review, the passive voice. So class, pay attention, remember the passive voice. We're going to refresh this activity. No, remember we talk about in active and passive voice. Active voice is when you usually create your sentences, a pronoun, a verb, and a complement. Like, for example, teacher Alan teaches English, I speak French, you eat ceviche, etc. That is active voice. But the topic says passive voice. So remember, in this case, the object becomes the subject. For example, if I say, Teacher Alan speaks English, I say English is spoken. So in this case, you use the present, the past perfect, of the verb. English is spoken by Mr. Lucero or by the teacher. No, you use the verb to be. No, if that is the present, or maybe could be the past. No, could be the past. Like in the other side, the passive voice, simple past. Okay, it's very easy. It's just practice. So it depends on you. Now, in negative form, the phonograph isn't used nowadays, or records aren't made of glass. And there is a question, and what do you have to do? Change the verb to be. No, streaming is streaming used by many people? What are records made of? Okay, class, this is going to be the grammar activity for next class. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to work for you. Bye bye.